is giving you the chance to win a 2024 Range Rover Velar every Thursday in February. Only at Yamava, your California to Vegas connection. Visit Yamava.com. Must be 21 to enter. Please gamble responsibly.
For over 50 years, Larry H. Parker has fought the insurance companies to recover over $2 billion in settlements for people just like you. And we only get paid when you win. Call the offices of Larry H. Parker. We'll fight for you.
Eyewitness News with live breaking news.
Good morning, I'm Philip Palmer along with Giovanna Lara, and this is Eyewitness News at 11 a.m. We are seeing a lot of yellow and red on the Doppler. A flash flood warning is in effect until 12:30 this afternoon. So let's get right to Brianna. She's tracking the conditions right now.
Yeah, good morning. We were expecting to still see some pretty strong thunderstorms today as well, so that's still a possibility. Aside from that, we are seeing some pretty heavy rainfall still in some spots. So while today it's breaking apart a little bit, we are going to see some stronger cells moving through the area compared to yesterday. So this is what we're seeing right now. We do have some flash flood warnings in place too, and I'll show you exactly where in just a moment. And that means that we are already seeing some flash flooding there, or it's expected to happen shortly. That's going to be the case through 12:30 through 1 o'clock. And that's because for areas of southeastern LA County, we have seen some very heavy rain in certain spots, up to about 3/4 of an inch to over an inch within an hour. But this morning alone, got an additional 2 inches of rainfall in such a short amount of time, where most other spots in some of the lighter areas have gotten much less than that. So we are seeing it pretty heavy for some areas close to Pasadena. Out into El Monte, you can see Monrovia, Glendora, Rancho Cucamonga, Pomona getting some of that heavier rainfall. So the San Gabriels are in there, but you can see southeastern LA County too. We are also seeing a bit of rain there too that is much heavier than we are seeing elsewhere. Fontana up near the Cajon Pass, we're also seeing some heavy rain, so down into certain spots of the IE, San Bernardino, Redlands as well. And then down into Orange County, we've had some very strong cells offshore this morning that have been moving onshore, and we're seeing it now move through areas of the OC and then into the Inland Empire. And so there are a couple spots here where we have some brief heavy downpours, and those could produce thunderstorms as well. Marietta about to get some of that heavy rain, as well as Lake Elsinore, and then down into Mission Viejo, we are also seeing some much heavier rainfall. The flash flood warning is in place, and we'll show you exactly which areas here, but that's going to be through about 12:30 and 1 o'clock this afternoon. We'll have more on this coming up in just a little bit. Philip, Giovanna, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, Brianna, thank you. And we have more breaking news. This in Hacienda Heights. We're seeing a lot of flooding after heavy rains, and Scott Reif is up in Air 7 HD. Scott.
Yeah, we certainly are, Philip. This area of Hacienda Heights really getting hit hard. Now, this home is a 2100 block of Turbill Canyon Road, but there are several locations in this area where there is flooding in some of these homes. You don't have good drainage, you're going to have flooding in the backyard. It looks like some of the water may have gotten into that home. With the rain coming down a little bit harder right now, we're going to see more and more of this. There are other addresses on Gotero Drive, on Heatherfield Drive, that we just couldn't get to because of the weather, the low clouds in the area. But certainly with the storm moving through right now and it raining fairly hard, we're going to see a lot more of this in the Hacienda Heights area.
Well, Scott, I'm sorry to interrupt it. It almost looks like you have hail, light hail or flurries in there. Is it really cold?
I can't tell if that's it or if it's just the way it's swirling around in front of us because of our rotor wash right in front of the lens there. So I don't think we're getting hail at the moment. I think it was a little bit of a deception because our rotor blades are sort of swirling things around right in front of the helicopter.
Okay, well, thanks for explaining, Scott. Thank you. A burst of rain pounded the already saturated ground in La Mirada this morning, and that's causing major problems there.
Eyewitness News reporter David Gonzalez is live at the scene to show us what's happening. David.
Hey, Philip and Giovanna, just an absolute nightmare for this homeowner here in La Mirada. Check this out. We're across the street where their backyard, their retaining wall that separates them from the road behind them here near La Mirada and Rosecrans completely collapsed due to all that rain. It took out the wall completely along with a gazebo. Check out this video from earlier today. All that dirt, all that debris landing on the streets here on La Mirada. But crews from La Mirada Public Works have been out here diligently removing all that dirt and pushing it back onto the sidewalk. But unfortunately, the backyard has lost things like its gazebo, some of its furniture, landscaping. We see some actually parts of a tree on the phone line as well. Back out here live right now, a big area of concern for the residents and also for Public Works is that jacuzzi that you see on your screen right now. We just moments ago just saw the bulldozer use its claw to push that jacuzzi as far far away or as close as possible to the home and away from that opening that was left behind when that wall collapsed. So we'll be keeping a close eye on this and hopefully talking to the homeowner as well as to what they saw and what they heard. Reporting live in La Mirada, David Gonzalez, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
David, thank you. We're seeing more and more trees toppling over, some damaging homes and others knocking out power to entire neighborhoods.
Just another example of how saturated the ground is. Our Christian Cordero is live in Brentwood, where a downed tree took out a string of power poles off Bundy Drive. Christian.
Right, Philip, Giovanna, you don't have to stay here long to get a sense of what the issue is, right? Within my line of sight, I can see 11 DWP trucks, and you can see crews working on that power line that's a little bit more upright than the one right behind it. There are others that have been toppled over. In fact, take a look. A little further up Bundy, a power line fell onto and perpendicular with the road. Car and foot traffic is blocked off well before this point. We've heard off camera from a few nannies having a hard time getting to work to give you some sense of how this is all affecting.
Then all the helicopters came in and we knew something was wrong, and it was still raining, so really didn't want to go out of the house because it was very severe. We thought maybe the storm had finished yesterday, but it came out with a vengeance again this morning, and it took those big eucalyptus trees down.
Yeah, that was a man that we spoke with earlier today. He shared these photos of that big eucalyptus tree, which you can see was ripped up from the sidewalk. Eucalyptus are prone to falling because, well, you can see how big the roots are, but they also have shallow, or how big the trees are, rather. They also have shallow roots. Bad combination when the ground is this saturated. These photos, by the way, they were taken where Bundy meets Saltaire, which is just up the road from where we're standing right now. We're hoping to have more updates as far as timing goes. Homeowners around this area have been asking a lot of questions of DWP as well. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Christian, thank you. And still to come, this storm is taking a big toll on our roads with hundreds of potholes reported. Did you know you can file a claim if your car is damaged? We'll tell you how coming up.
But first, we have breaking news in Lancaster. A man reportedly with a machete has been shot by officers. We'll tell you what we're learning about the incident next.
And former President Donald Trump says he's immune from prosecution, but a federal appeals court rules otherwise. What that decision sets the stage for when we come right back.
David Ono, Ellen Leva, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 4.
People don't really realize how much of an impact the feet have on the rest of the body.
A lot of times people with knee pain, there's really nothing going on with their knee.
The issue is actually stemming from the foot.
So now we're predisposed to hip pain, low back pain.
What I really like about the Good Feet system is that when the foot's placed in the ideal position, everything else up the kinetic chain works better. You have better balance, more energy, you're gonna feel better, and you're not gonna have to spend so much time worrying and thinking about your pain.
See what we can do for you with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Most areas will see lots of sunshine. 911.
Stop breathing. It's my daughter. She's 17. Help her!
912 ambulance. 17-year-old female is
Stand clear. She got that pill on social media. Oh, God, she's leaving for college next week.
Fentanyl is death in disguise. One pill can kill. And you can't rewind. A message from the United States Attorney's Office, the Drug Enforcement Administration, and the District Attorney's Offices of San Bernardino and Riverside counties.
If you're new to Medicare, losing coverage, or moving, you may be able to join a Kaiser Permanente Medicare health plan right now.
I'm Martha Camarena, Kaiser Permanente Medicare specialist here in California. My mission is to make sure you get high-quality, affordable Medicare health coverage.
That's why Kaiser Permanente Medicare health plans have $0 copays